The city of Rio de Janeiro is going all in on Bitcoin. In a recent interview, the Secretary of Finance and Planning said that Rio de Janeiro is looking to the city of Miami as inspiration. They want to accept Bitcoin for tax payments. They want to integrate Bitcoin and the Lightning Network into a number of their services. And they also are looking at the possibility of buying Bitcoin and putting it on the city's balance sheet. In this interview, we see the thought process that cities around the world are starting to turn to, whether they live in high inflation or they simply are worried about human-led variable monetary policy. They realize that the future is digital, and they realize that the future is programmatic monetary policy. And now they are asking themselves, should we act today, or do we have a little bit more time before we are going to have to do something? In this interview, Andrea Senko, Rio de Janeiro Secretary of Finance and Planning, was asked about the idea of the city integrating Bitcoin. Senko responded, Rio, because of its vocation as a global city, is aware of the world's main changes and innovations and always places itself at the forefront of these issues. The city looks to the future, and the City Hall has been following the technological and economic advances. The goal is to make Rio the crypto ecosystem of Brazil, contributing to the city becoming the innovation and technology capital of the country. To help with that integration, they then were asked about the activities under discussion by the institution. There, Senko stated that the Municipal Committee for Crypto Investments, established in March of 2022, works on a policy for investment in crypto assets and a governance model for decision-making. And then lastly, Senko was asked about the idea of the city putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And he stated that this purchase will follow a methodology that is attentive to the swings and risks of this market and is under development by City Hall. It is absolutely incredible to see a major city like Rio de Janeiro not only understanding the technology behind Bitcoin, but also realizing the benefits of a programmatic monetary policy and realizing that there are multiple ways for them to take their city and plug it into the Bitcoin network. More and more young leaders are getting into positions of power and influence, and they understand that they must embrace technology. And part of embracing technology and innovation is embracing Bitcoin. Whether they are going to buy Bitcoin, they are going to accept Bitcoin, they are going to pay their employees in Bitcoin, or they want to start to participate in things like Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin is going to become a cornerstone of local economies because Bitcoin is good for individuals, Bitcoin is good for companies, and eventually we are going to realize that Bitcoin is good for governments. Anytime that you can leverage a programmatic monetary policy with a censorship-resistant, digital, decentralized currency, it looks like signal among the noise against the backdrop of undisciplined monetary and fiscal policy in the fiat world. Rio understands that this is where the world is moving. They're early. They got a lot of work to do. They've got to figure out how exactly they're going to interface with the technology and how they are going to integrate it into their products and services. But this is something that we should commend, and everyone around the world should do our best to try to help them realize where's the viable path forward. How can they use this technology to help the millions of their citizens? Because if they get it right, they'll serve as just another example of what I believe most cities around the world will eventually do. Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and see you next time.